What is up, competitive community, whether you are a competitor or a spectator? My name is Raven, and this is a 1v1 singles match on Bootleg, search and destroy, perks only. Now this is an interesting gameplay. I chose to commentate on this one as my first video to be pretty much because it's a comeback. I get down 0-3. This was my first ever singles on this game. I had played some team ladder. Of course, it was back when the game had first come out and we didn't play all that much. So really, it's kind of like my first time ever playing search on Bootleg. And this guy obviously had some experience. He was 7-0 when I played him, which I think is pretty good in singles. I mean, if you can hold a good record, you're doing pretty good. Right here, it was his host, and that's the Type 95. It's kind of whether sometimes you get a 1 burst, sometimes you won't. It's just the name of the game. You gotta live with it. But like I said, I do go down 0-3 here, and I just kind of want to talk about my approach to singles. As on Black Ops, I got into the game late for singles, that is, and I ended up going like 21-2. And of course, one of my losses was to a guy that I knew, so he knew how I played. But I kind of take this game singles. That is, I'm a nice guy. I'm not talking crap to anybody. So I always kind of find every singles match as more of a. I find it more of a psychological battle because it takes skill. A lot of people think that it doesn't. It takes skill, but it also takes luck. It's probably maybe 75% skill, 25% luck. Because maybe like maybe you'll run in. Like here, right here, this guy's just sitting in a corner. That, it's not so much skill. If he had known I was going to run there, then yes. I guess that you could consider that skill. Because sometimes I'm able to predict people's movements based on how they've been playing throughout the match. But that guy, obviously, that was the first defensive round. He had no idea what I was doing. But, you know, it's singles, it's how it's played. But the first thing you generally want to do for my tips, because I'm not going to go too much into this map, just as it's a first video, but tips for singles is pay attention to what your opponent does. Like right here, I pushed up on the right side, so I'm trying to figure out how this guy plays. Obviously, the first side, the first ever round, my offensive round, I was killed from the behind, so he'd obviously come from pallets, or up top storage, which is the area right above me right now, and he killed me from the back. So that means he ran all the way around the map back to my spawn and was coming back to A. So he's rushing. And right here you saw I went up the right side, so he circled all the way to the left side and came back from behind me. So now you see I'm down 0-3 right here, and I've been using like a Type 95, and I think I switched to a P90 for that round. So this guy knows that I'm rushing. Say he's paying attention. He knows that I'm kind of like pushing in. Well, actually, based on my Type 95, he thought I was like more conservative on defense. Right here, I said I was down 0-3. You know what? Just rush it. See if I can get lucky. If I don't, okay, we go on to second map. So I'm just pushing up through here, and I look over to the left to see if I can see him. And I jump through this window right here in case he was lying down right here. But then I see him right there, and I pick up the easy kill.
Nice work.
Now this next round is the round I was talking about. I pick up a Type 95, and because I noticed that this guy's rushing, at least on the defensive rounds, I go over and I go kind of like sit in a corner. I'm not necessarily, I go to a corner, like you'll see I run off to my right here, and I aim down my sights, and from this position, you'll be able to see, what I'm doing is I can see a part of the map, a commonly traveled point, in which if he were to run around the map, he probably would come into my sights. Like right here, I'm watching bicycles, so if he comes down through my spawn or something, I should be able to see him go through B. This part is fast forward because I sat here for about a minute. And what this does to his mind, or at least what I think it does, it may do nothing, maybe I'm just crazy, but it makes him think that because I was down so much, now I'm trying to win, that I'm playing more conservative and that I'm camping. So now next time I come up, he's going to think that I'm camping next time I'm on offense, if we get that far. Now this side I saw him, and he ate a burst. That's, again, I don't know if it was his host or whatever. So then now here he obviously retreated, so I'm going to see which place he's coming from. I see he's not coming from top storage. So obviously the only way is out front. Eats another burst, and I run out of ammo, and he escapes. Then obviously he ran off to the right. So I jump on the dumpster. If he hadn't come around the corner, I would have turned back, obviously. And I'm able to pick up the kill.
Get ready for the next one.
Now, what my goal was there is to, again, make him think that I'm camping. That way he's going to either sit back or he's going to kind of like run around. That way if I were to say put on a rush, he wouldn't be expecting it. So obviously that works better in my favor. Now, another thing about singles is you generally want to be aware on the map of where your opponent is, and that's not necessarily seeing where he is, but that's seeing where he isn't. If you see right here, I'm watching kind of like towards pallets. That's what my team calls it. We call that pallets, and then up above it we call it top storage. What I'm doing here is, obviously because he hadn't come there and he'd failed at B before, I felt like he was going to come A, so I turned around because I was there the first side, so obviously he knows to flank me, and so obviously I pick up the easy kill. And now I'm playing a psychological game with this guy, because obviously he feels that he, at the beginning at least, had the advantage, so he was playing more reckless. So as of right now, I took advantage and I was able to get up a few rounds. And now, like I said, he thinks that I'm going to camp and sit back, so I'm just rushing straight through middle. I don't want to go B. I don't feel safe at B because there's so many ways to get shot. So I'm strategically kind of clearing up here, and I go through the middle. I don't see him. And then I'm pushing back through A. So either right now he pushed wide street and I dodged him, and he's running back to my spawn, or he's pushed A side and he's running around towards my spawn, probably at around bicycles right now. So now what he's probably doing is he's checking B right now, but I have the bomb planted at A. So I'm not running back out there. Obviously that's psychology in my mind, because I died there first round, I don't have too much cover, so I'm pushing up here, making sure he doesn't cut through middle. And then this spot right here is nice because I can see that where he comes from, and I easily pick up the kill. Again, it's psychology. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But it's better to put those classes in college to use than just not even pay attention. But anyways, guys, I want you to thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and please stay tuned. Plenty more to come.